Hello everyone, welcome back to another 1v1 Warhammer battle. This is going to be Bretonnia versus Norska. For my army, we are being led by King Lewin Leon Kerr. We are in a very spread out formation. I feel like being in a condensed formation against possible multiple mammoths is probably not the best idea, so I'm going to try the spread out formation, which is something I don't normally do, but hoping it's kind of a counter to Norse. Not really a counter, just maybe a better strategy. Anyway, we have a front line of basic men-at-arms with shields over here. Then we have 2 foot squires behind them, and then 4 peasant bowmen with fire arrows. Then we also have 1 man-at-arms with polearms on that side. We have a damsel of heavens over here with the Curse of Midnight Wind, that breath spell that I've been kind of testing out, and then the protection spell. We also have a Knights Errant here on the flank, and then over here we have 3 Knights of the Realm, including the Knights of Lionhearted backing up the other 2 realms, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. The idea is try and keep the mammoths off of my archers for as long as possible so then they can focus them down, and then any other targets like, you know, these Maws of Savagery, which my enemy has a Maws of Savagery. They also have another Armored Skin Wolf over there. And then for the other mobile forces, we have 2 Norskin Ice Wolves, 1 on each flank. They are, I guess, being supported by a Skin Wolf Werekin, which is a pretty cool unit. Their main line consists of mostly Marauders, including the Ice Storm Marauders here. We have 4 groups. Then there are 2 groups of Berserkers. We have a Shaman of Death with Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, and Soul Blight. And then Wulfric the Wanderer himself on top of his Mammoth. So, the idea right here is I'm trying to go fishing. Fishing for what? Right now, I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to see if something will take the bait. Preferably, these will take the bait. If not, we can slam into some infantry. But they do take the bait. So I'm going to fly over King Lewin Leon Kerr. We're going to try and draw them out a little bit. And when they're a little ways away from their army, we are going to descend upon them with the King Lewin. I'm going to try and make sure that they cannot get their charge bonus off on our nice Lionhearted here. So we're going to charge in there, do some decent damage. Then we're going to charge it behind, charge it in front. And then we're going to pull out. This is supposed to be just a quick skirmish. You can see we do about half health or a little bit more to them. But on the way out, our forces are pretty slow to get out of there. They're really slow, in fact, and we're going to just get a ton of damage dealt to us on our way out of the door here. That was not expected. Not expected at all. But you can see that this Knights of the Realm is almost completely shattered. Then this one took a lot of damage. They still have some Knights back here that are just with the Skin Wolf. So that was not the best trade. So I'm like, that sucked. Ideally, we would have went out there immediately. I kept repeatedly moving my units, but they just wouldn't get away from those Skin Wolves. And then the Mammoth came in, and, well, the Mammoth can wreck all calves, so that's not a good fight for us. But that's okay. We're not out of this yet. We still have our, main forces left. We still do have Knights. We still have the Knights Errant back here as kind of a reserve unit. Gonna go after the Norskin Ice Wolves, then I'm gonna be like, never mind. Let's do some quick damage on the Skin Wolf Werekin, who's also kind of out of position. The enemy is still kind of reorganizing their army. They were all bunched up right here when they try to do like a massive attack order, I think, on King Lewin. So they are now just trying to spread out. And now, for whatever reason, Wulfric walks back here, and then their army is kind of separated from their wolves over here, the wolves over here. So I'm just gonna be like, well, let's take our Knights and just try and crush these Marauders. Why not? My peasant bowmen are going to start firing at the berserkers because these are one of the high priority targets for them. That is at least in range right now. And we did like no damage to the Skin Wolf Werekin. So we got hit with the Wulfric Depot, so I'm like, let's just get out of there. And now we're going to slam into these Marauders over here. Then we're going to try and go down and slam into the back of the Ice Storm Marauders. You can see all of our archers are just destroying those berserkers. And then we're going to get our other Knights Errant over here, and I think we're going to do another root charge, I believe. Because for whatever reason, again, Wulfric is like way back here with the Skin Wolves. I'm not entirely sure why. We have now crushed those Marauder Berserkers, and then we're going to run into the other Marauder Berserkers with our Knights of the Lionhearted. You can see some wolves coming in over here, wolves coming in over there. This flank is pretty wide open right now, so we're going to try and get some of our footmen back over there, do a breast spell on these Marauders. It did okay. We're getting hit with the Fate of Buna, I believe, on our Knights Errant, actually? I thought that was Knights of the Lionheart. Yeah, our Knights Errant get the Fate of Buna, which, okay. And now our peasant bowmen are going to try and run for their lives from these wolves over here. And I'm running my men-at-arms to try and run interference with these wolves over there. Meanwhile, King Lewin is over here trying to finish off these berserkers, but I need to get out of there because Wulfric is nearby. So you need to be like, whoop, 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 whoop. We need to go, we need to go, we need to go. But we did break the Marauder line temporarily. Some of them are going to reform right over here. You can see the Maws of Savage coming over here to support the Skin Wolf Werekin. I got my Knights of the Realm over there. We got men-at-arms. and a group of foot squires to try and hold off these Norse Ice Wolves, which went after my peasant bowmen, and we managed to withdraw them. Damsel is still safe and sound, pulling back our forces again because we don't really want to go out. We want to try and keep them tight to the peasant bowmen because there still are units out here on the periphery and units that are going to come back from routing. And right now we're just now focused on the Maws of Savagery and the Skinwolf Werkins. So you can see I'm flying over King Lew and Leon Kerr. We finally disengaged nice and Lionhearted. The Maws of Savagery are kind of following them in, and now we're going to focus down on Wolfric the Wanderer, trying to destroy him through all of the hit points that they have. We're going to run interference with this Men-at-Arms as King Lewin is now going to try and take out the Skinwolves Armored. That was a desperate attempt to try and kill the Berserkers before they get to us with the breath spell. It didn't really pan out. We still have the fight going on over here, which is looking okay, considering it's just 2 units against all of those. These Norse Ice Wolves found a way in, so we're going to try and cut them off with King Lewin, who's going to charge, and then just kind of get stuck on a single wolf and just sit there for a little while, and it was kind of like, what the hell are you doing? Trying to withdraw the rest of our archers as one continues firing down onto Warfric the Wanderer. You can see they terrorize this Men-at-Arms, so we're going to try and throw a Foot Squire in there as well. We have some rounding units over here as well. We're pulling all the Men-at-Arms over this way, I believe, to intercept these 3 Marauders that are now coming back. We managed to temporarily rout the Maws of Savagery, but the Skinwolf Werkin is still over there. And we did also rout the Norscan Ice Wolves with the Fear and Terror from King Lewin. Damsel was also chasing them, and now the Damsel's going to be engaged against the Berserkers. There's some Marauders over there as we continue to pull back our archers. As the Foot Squires are now trying to deal, or try to just be a temporary stop for Warfric the Wanderer. Ice Wolves come back from being terrorized. They're going to go straight for the Peasant Bowman once again. I can't remember who I run in interference this time. But I'm pulling back some rounding Men-at-Arms here. I think I maybe put the Foot Squires over here. We're going to try and pull back the Peasant Bowman. We still have the Skin Wolves over here that I think maybe routed, or I'm not entirely sure why they're just standing out there, but they are, so I'm like, okay. We routed off the Marauders over here. Again, our Men-at-Arms, we're trying to plug the gap right here, but they are going to be overwhelmed by these Marauders very soon. They are being supported here by a Foot Squire that I'm throwing in for reinforcements, and we are finally getting King Lewin over here to try and reroute the Norscan Ice Wolves, as the other 3 Peasant Bowmen are still firing at Wolfric the Wanderer, trying to bring him down, and he's now down to just about 1,000 hit points, thank goodness. We have been focusing on him for quite a while. We still have some Men-at-Arms back here that we're going to get back into the fight. I believe these units come back from running as well, and then these guys will as well. These Berserkers still here. I wanted to really isolate and destroy them in the early part of the battle, but they managed to live through my battle against the Knights of the Lionhearted. You can see we did a charge over here with King Lewin against Wolfric and managed to finish him off with King Lewin. But yeah, I was really upset about these guys because I really wanted to finish them off so quickly, but we just couldn't do it. And now, because of that, they've been Rage level 3, and they chewed through like Men-at-Arms, they chewed through maybe a Foot Squire or something else. I think they went through like 3 different units before we finally stopping them right here. Get a quick terrorize on the Skinwolf Werkin to terrorize them away from our Peasant Bowman line, which is still relatively intact except for this one group. We still do have... There is something that comes back here, I believe. Maybe that's in the future of the battle. Battle's not over yet, still over 2 minutes left. It is looking pretty good for us right now. We got the Skinwolf Werkin almost broken again, trying to kill him with King Lewin Leon Kerr, but it is really hard to kill units that are on their feet when you have a unit that is on a big monster like this, because they just get knocked over and then you can't hit them, so it's really annoying. Damsel is still alive, by the way, which is great. It's a very good thing. We have the Soul Blight going down on this unit, I guess trying to assist the Maws of Savagery. The Shaman's just been kind of sitting back here doing a spell here and there. We're now going to try and finish off the Maws of Savagery because they're still a high priority target now that the Wolfric the Wanderer is dead. Peasant Bowmen still have ammunition left, and now we were focusing a little bit on the Skinwolf Werkin, as you saw there. And now we're going to focus on these armored Skinwolves. They're trying to disengage from our Foot Squires and Men-at-Arms and Damsel over here, and you're going to see them trying to run towards our Peasant Bowman line. This enemy has been trying to shut down my Peasant Bowman as best they can. But luckily enough, I've been able to have tools nearby to stop them for the most part, except for this one unlucky Peasant Bowman, which got mauled by these Ice Wolves, which are not coming back, and I see them coming back, so we're going to try and run interference with King Lewin Leon Kerr. Meanwhile, we're holding the Skinwolf Werkin and the Shaman back with our forces over here. As we pepper the Skinwolf with a bunch of fiery Peasant Bowman fire, they are going to rout way back here and then kind of come back, I think, around right there and threaten us again. These guys get routed off again, but they're going to come back once more time. We're going to pull King Lewin back over closer to the Peasant Bowman line. I don't want him to chase them all the way off the field right now because it's not necessary. I need him close by in case one of these units pierces through our lines and gets into our Peasant Bowman, which we still, again, have ammunition. We still have Foot Squires here, Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms are pole arms, but they are near the edge of shattering. And now we're going to start firing once again into the Skinwolf Werkin. It's a long battle here. Managed to terrorize him once again because of the power of King Lewin Leon Kerr and his Hippogriff. The Damsel is now running back here to run interference against these Skinwolves, which I know are going to come back from routing because there's still a lot of models left. And there they go, they come back from routing. These Wolves come back from routing. I see that. We're going to run, I think, maybe some footmen back here as well. Gonna send one salvo of fire into these Norscan Ice Wolves to try and rout them again. Throwing in the Damsel up here now to try to run interference. These guys are running off. Still have to deal with the Shaman. You can see that all these forces are in a rout, which I was like, oh, that's weird. Because they were only fighting against the Shaman, and they're like, no, we're done. We fought it long enough. We're just done. So they're going to be routing for a while. Skin Wolves coming back once again, slowly regenerating, and now we're going to put the rest of our ammunition into these Skin Wolves and running King Lewin and the Damsel over here to try and run interference before they get to our Peasant Bowmen, our Squishy Bowmen. And that is finally going to signal the rest of their army to shatter, which is really shocking because we had a few shatters early on, and then like a second wave of shatters, and then the third and final wave of shatters. Like usually when units start to shatter, the enemy army is in a position where they're all going to shatter unless they're unbreakable. It's kind of rare to see waves because like a couple of the Marauders shattered, then a couple more of the Marauders shattered, then like the Berserker shattered, and then finally at the very end everyone else shattered. I'm like, that was kind of odd. But good game to my opponent, whose name is Flatter. It was pretty micro-intensive battle to keep my archers alive as best as I could. The enemy most likely could have just forced their way through the men-at-arms of Foot Squires with Wolfric the Wanderer and got into our Peasant Bowmen. That was probably what I would have done because the men-at-arms can't stop them. But I guess they wanted to kill each infantry unit on the way, which is what I was hoping for, because all my infantry was just basically a quick speed bump to Wolfric the Wanderer. That's what I wanted to use them for, and luckily my enemy kind of fell into my tactic, and they just stayed there and waited to wipe out that infantry unit before moving on. So I threw another infantry unit. They did the same thing, and by that time he managed to take out all... How much hit points does he have? Like 11,000? 10,000? Some... And it's an obscene amount of hit points. So yeah, I'm really lucky that they didn't just charge through and just go straight for the Peasant Bowman, because I could not stop Wolfric. Like, what am I going to do? Throw King Lewin at him? He'd stop him for a brief second before he just gets mauled by an elephant. What else can I throw at him? A Knights of the Realm? They'll get mauled in 2 seconds. Like, that's the problem when it comes to Mammoths, especially with, like, Bretonia. Bretonia has a lot of cool units, but all their units, if they go into melee against a Mammoth, they are dead. Like, it doesn't matter what they are. Grail Knights, Grail Guardians, doesn't matter. The Mammoths will crush them. So it's just like, you just gotta hope and pray that you can throw enough fodder and have the Mammoth slow down enough to the point where you can have archers, or you can do the whole dive bombing tactic with like Royal Pegasus Knights, which I've done before. Norsca, I am scared of Norsca when playing as Bretonia. I will say that. Even though Bretonia has a bunch of cool anti-large tools, I know it's going to be a tough fight if the enemy brings Mammoths. If they had brought 2, man. But they didn't. Anyway, so good games to Flatter. I hope you enjoyed that battle. It was a good one. It was an intense one. I was on the edge of my seat through the whole thing. And let's watch a cinematic view of this one. These beautiful knights.
Dip lances! Charge!
Bretonia is definitely one of my favorite factions. So we had an initial good charge here, but when we couldn't pull out fast enough, man, that's when things got bad. We took them down below half. Like, we did exactly what I wanted to do, and then we just couldn't leave. These wolves are just too big, and they just stopped us. I was like, run! Run, you knights! No! I'm still not sure why this person marched their Marauder line forward and like put Wolfric way back here. An odd choice to isolate their own infantry like that, when there is Bretonian cav just sitting nearby that can easily get in there and hit them.
We are blessed by Zinch.
Are you blessed by Zinch? You don't look blessed by Zinch. I should have spent at least one salvo of peasant bowman fire on this unit. That's what I should have done. Just all I needed was one. And these poor knights errant, man, getting hit with the Fate of Buna right when they first get into combat. Jesus. God damn, it's why. Yeah, that's right, Wolfric. That's right. King Lewin stole that kill from the peasant bowman. He is a kill stealer. It's official. I think every good king is, though.
Come on, lads! Get stuck in! For the lady! Get going! Quickly, lads! Immediately! Swiftly! Immediately!
Right here, I was trying to draw these units closer to my foot squires and men-at-arms to get some support. So we did take some free hits on our way out.
For the Grail! Doing our duty! The lady wills it!
Fortune favors you!
With haste! Run, man! Use a silver mirror! Reflect the spell! Very well! Hastily! Wreck them! Quick march! Run, man!
Oh, there's nothing that's over here.
Quick now! Serve the bag!
There's some friendly fire happening. It's good. It's fine. Those people got shields in their backs. I'm sure they'll be all right.
By the lady!
And that's not me, in case you're wondering, that's not me cycle charging at all. That's just what happens when you try to hit people that are not on mounts with flying mount people. They just continually like fly. Honestly, it's really annoying. They maybe do a hit, they usually miss, then they fly immediately back up in the air, come back down, usually miss, and it's really annoying. Way to go, peasants. You pulled your weight today. Hope you enjoyed the match, everyone. I will see you all next time. Take care.